That Logan Chick, and today we're going to be comparing Tomoe River paper with Cosmo Air Light. I have two journals here. One is a writer by Nanami Seven Seas. The other is, oops, I left it in the cover. Let me just slip that out. Is just a notebook from Danica58 on Etsy. Both are 7mm ruled. This one is the Tomoe River paper. This one is the Cosmo Air Light paper. And I'm doing this comparison for a number of reasons. One of them is that Cosmo Air Light is seen by many as the heir to Tomoe River. Now that Tomoe River is harder to get, the original Tomoe River is out of stock most places, and the replacement Tomoe River hasn't come out. The Sanzan's successor hasn't come out yet. So these were published or made quite a few years ago. I had these in my stash, so this is one of the original Tomoe River paper notebooks. So what I've done is I've gone through my currently inked and written them both side by side, because I noticed a distinct difference. Aside from the slight differences like color change, this is more white, this is more yellow. Tomoe River paper really shows off. Let me just zoom in a little. Tomoe River paper really shows off architect nibs and stubs very well. You can see the line variation beautifully. This is an architect nib, as is this, and this one down here is a stub. On this side, we have architect, architect, regular, regular, stub, but you really can't tell the difference. The architects and the stub kind of fill in. What I'm finding with the Cosmo Air Light paper is that the ink kind of spreads, and instead of seeing line variation in nibs that should show line variation, you just see fatter writing. A good example is looking at the Leonardo Memento Zero here, medium steel, gold plated. This is the same pen, the same ink, the same day, but holy cow, is the writing ever bigger. Here, where it says Lamy 2000 14 karat gold medium architect, and here where it says Sailor Gentle Fuji Masumi, same pen, same ink, same day. The letters are spread, the letters are bigger. Broad steel, Purple Dream. This one looks like a crayon compared to this. So what I'm seeing on Cosmo Air Light is spreading of the ink. This Peter Moss is the ink name by Ferris Wheel Press, and it's a Ferris Wheel Press pen with a medium steel. You can distinctly see a difference. This is much bigger on Cosmo Air Light paper. Even my 14 karat gold hard medium fine looks like a medium on Cosmo Air Light paper. And two of the better examples are up here. Just look at the difference. This is the same Mont Blanc Swan Illusion plume as I wrote Pelican Twist medium steel. And medium steel Pelican Twist taupe is so much lighter, so much smaller, thinner. And here on the top, this green olive, which is neither green nor olive, but that's another story. This stub looks stubby over here on the Tomoe River paper. But on the Cosmo Air Light, it does not look stubby. It just looks like a generous medium to a broad. So I have found that as much as I adore the shading of the Cosmo Air Light, because the shading is incredible, and the sheening, it sheens beautifully if you use a sheening ink. I tend not to because I'm not a fan of sheen. Don't even get me started on shimmer. Not my thing. The shading is absolutely glorious. I mean, I cannot deny that the shading is beautiful, but the spread of ink is such that your medium nibs, my medium nibs, are looking broad. My broads are looking like double broads. And I haven't even used a fine on here yet, but I expect they will look like mediums. Down the bottom here, if I can get there, I have an unfair comparison. It's two different inks because I ran the pen dry and immediately re-inked it. But it's a double broad steel Architect, and it's just so swollen on this side in comparison. So, where are we? The Osprey. Yeah. The ink just spreads out more and is bigger. So it's the same millimeter rule. They're both 7mm rule. They're both absolutely gorgeous paper. They both show shading and sheen well, although I would comfortably argue that the Cosmo Air Light shows shading better than Tomoe River. But be prepared for your fountain pens to look swollen. Here is a page of babbling in Cosmo Air Light. Here's a page of babbling on Tomoe River. Same pen, same ink, same nib. Everything's the same except the paper. Tomoe River, small, crisp. It's a nice Architect. Cosmo Air Light, you can't even tell it's an Architect nib. No line variation, just looks like a very broad, wet nib. The shading is incredible. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I did bump the tripod. Sorry about that. But it just looks swollen. So if you're comfortable with your inks looking a size, your nibs looking a size larger, go for the Cosmo Air Light. It is absolutely gorgeous, but be prepared for the largeness of your letters. You may even have to find yourself adjusting your writing style. I'm a printer, but I've found I have to print larger on the Cosmo Air Light, just so that, like, my A's don't close, my E's don't close. Well, that E closed. Anyway, thank you very much. I hope this helped you. Be aware, I love both papers. I am very happy with both journals, but it is taking some getting used to the Cosmo Air Light because it is so different than what I was used to with the Tomoe River paper. So be prepared for changes if you're switching. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.